Welcome back to Two Brothers Sports Podcast, presented by RambleOnSports.com. It is Thursday, August 10th, and it is just Max and I today. Going to wrap up the U.S. Women's World Cup match against Sweden. Unfortunate loss there. Going to put a couple picks up for the FedEx St. Jude's Championship in Tennessee this weekend. First, kind of weekend for FedEx Cup, so it should be interesting. Finally got a full field back, I feel like, in the last couple weekends, so much better from a betting perspective. And then we are going to preview the AFC East and the NFC East. So going to come at you from that, pick some futures, some props, things that we're looking at from a betting perspective. And it's just me and Max today. So, dude, how we doing?
Good, man. Almost to the weekend, so we're just one step further. But it's been a solid week, so we can't complain. Always love to come out here and talk shop. So I'm ready to get to it.
Awesome. Let's do it. Yeah, let's start with the World Cup game on Sunday, 5 a.m. Unfortunately, lost to Sweden in PKs after I think it was 7 rounds. Something like that. We were getting past the original 5 and we started kind of getting some keeper stuff, and just really unfortunate. Lost by about a millimeter if you look at the VAR for that PK, the game winner. Keith had it, tried to get a second chance at batting it away before it crossed the line. Unfortunately did not, but everything you look at, the shots on goal, things like that, I mean, we really had the game kind of in the bag. We just could not finish for shit. So disappointing way to go out after tying 2, winning 1, and then kind of ending on a 0-0 loss in PKs. But what do you think, Max?
Yeah, unfortunately I was not up for it. Emma was, so we'll give her a shout out and fuck yeah, because we couldn't do that on this Sunday. But yeah, so I mean I did wake up like as the game ended, so I was like, shit, that's crazy. And it's just unfortunate, dude. I mean, that kind of sucks. The fucking very first women's team to get out this early in the history for US, World Cup wise. But yeah, it's just tough. So
Yeah.
guess we're on to the next World Cup is not around the corner, but it will be here in the US, so that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think, that was tough just after getting a win there, in the World Cup in 2019, playing as well as we did with the amount of, I feel like we had a lot more offensive firepower then. It seemed like we were a little bit more of a defensive team this go round. So should be interesting. I mean, it looks like I'm trying to pull up the favorites now. So obviously, we were definitely one of them. So England plus 275, Spain plus 300, and then Japan and France kind of in that 450, 500 range. So anything you like from that perspective at this point, now that those futures are kind of down?
Probably England.
Yeah, they've been rolling.
They are nice.
They've been playing real well. Had some tough games. Japan always is there. They're always kind of in the final 4 or so. So wouldn't hate that. But you still got home team Australia still there. So could get some magic there. The Matildas, as they're called. Yeah, I was like, that's what's up. So they got Sam Kerr back, who Emma was talking about in the preview when we did that. Yeah. So she's back, so that's big. So might be some good value there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about all I have for that. We'll kind of keep everything in the loop. If there's any value we see kind of going forward, we'll definitely let you know. But kind of sitting back and just going to see how these next couple games play out. Looks like we're in the final 8, so quarterfinal should be interesting. And the next game is going to be tomorrow, 9 p.m. Spain, Netherlands. So that'll be kind of the start there. And then Japan, Sweden is 3:30 in the morning on Friday. So
that won't be watchable.
Yep, nope, not at all. I was gonna say I was trying to see if the other games 3 a.m. and 6:30. So just a tough World Cup with timing and all that good stuff. So, should be
6:30.
interesting to see. No, 6:30. You can wake up and watch that. That's pretty manageable. The 5 o'clock, that extra hour and a half is very crucial.
Yeah.
So, all right, shit. Let's move on to the FedEx St. Jude's Championship. So, first FedEx Cup, kind of weekend that we've got here. It's played at TPC Southwind, Memphis, Tennessee. Got a couple picks here, but Max, anything that you kind of saw, anything that you liked from the board? It's nice to see all the names on top and kind of recognize all of them.
Yeah, finally. I looked at top 40 and I was like, holy shit, this really is not worth it if you're not like gonna parlay or anything. Like
Yeah,
all this so fucking heated up. So I looked at the 30 and I scrolled down a little bit. I
yep.
saw my buddy Straka there sitting at minus 120 for top 30. And dude, he's been pretty consistent, like top 20, I'd say, maybe even like a top 15 if they had it. But like he's been looking pretty solid these past couple, and I don't hate that at all.
I like that a lot. I feel like he's good for like even like a backdoor top 30. Like even if he's like
Yeah,
couple out of shot and then he just has a monster Sunday and he's just all of a sudden in like top 20 easy. Like
exactly.
he's been doing that kind of shit. So that I like that pick a lot. Any other picks you like there?
Um, they got that plus 300 DraftKings boost to any just outright winner. And I'm honestly pretty hesitant on who I'm going to choose. But if I had to go with my gut, I'd honestly, I think I might go like Cantley. Um,
I don't hate that. I mean, I was gonna
I
say I
don't
don't
know
like that. I
why,
love
but
that.
like Scheffler, Rory, and Rahm really haven't been doing shit. I mean, Scheffler has. He's been like, but like last time he was out, he was like top 20 or 30. Obviously, that's fucking good, but I meant for his standards, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a top 10 for him is still looking good because I mean that's what he is pretty keen on. But if I had to say winner, I'd probably go Cantley. Just price wise, you get that extra boost. He's plus 1,600, so it'd get you to plus 19.
I like that.
I don't know, just something different because Rory's kind of let me down these past few times.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that means it's his time and I won't do it and he'll win. But
He's been I mean, between him, Scheffler, and Rom, I mean, Rom's kind of he's had his days, but like he's not doing it till late. It's just been kind of inconsistent. I like Schauffele as maybe that's probably who I might go with at plus 1,800, get that to just over plus 2,000. He's
1,800.
consistent. Yeah. Schauffele?
Oh, I thought you said chef. My bad. Yeah. That was
No.
another thing I was looking at, dude.
Yeah, Schauffele is solid with the 1,800. I don't hate like a Tommy Fleetwood at plus 2,800. Morikawa, but like I just don't really know that the course well. So I'll go with Schauffele for this one. I feel like he's kind of due. Cantley's kind of due for one as well, and I feel like that's kind of where I'm at right now, right? Like
Yeah.
once first FedEx weekend, some of these guys will play well, some will kind of taper off, but you'll see Scheffler, Rory, and Rom like in that top 20 range. Obviously, that's why they're not worth betting on for top 20, but um, they're going to
Right.
be close, and then you're going to have someone come through.
Oh,
Let's see. One other. So you mentioned Scheffler top 10 minus 150. I like that a lot. And the only thing that scared me, and I just really kind of thought about it now once you mentioned it, is like the dead heat. So if he ties for 10th, then it's like shit. You're not even winning that if
right.
it's dead heat. Like I had Tommy Fleetwood and then I ended up making less than what I even wagered. Like I think I put in 25 and I only got like 21. I was like, it's stupid. Or no, I got like $14. I was like, that was dumb. But So that kind of fucked me up. So now I'm kind of scared now that I'm thinking about the Scheffler top 10 at minus 150, but um, something like that. So I went JT Poston, top 30. He's the postman, as Sean would call him, a little tribute to Sean. He'll get back on for football season, but top 30 minus 115. Was also looking at Straka, so that worked out well. I like the Poston one. And then I had two matchups, and I don't know how I feel about them, but I'm already going Poston top 30. So I'm going him plus 100 over Russell Henley for the whole tournament matchup. And then Tony Finau over Sung J M at minus 120. And those are really the only plays I have. I wrote down Homa top 20 plus 115, but wasn't necessarily my favorite play.
Yeah, I don't hate those.
Yeah, so Homo's plus 115. I was like, yeah, it's not bad.
What was the Finau one?
Minus
Price?
120.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
not too bad. I'm trying to see if there's any kind of long shot winners I like. I mean, Poston's plus 6,500, but I don't know. Not really liking anyone in that. Maybe like an Eric Cole at plus 11,000. I don't know. What is it? $5 to win 555. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, not gonna do that. Any other golf stuff?
I think that's it for
Sweet.
me.
All right. Well, let's get into our bag. And by that, I mean what we really know and why people listen to us is because of our football. I would say definitely not our golf. That's why we have Shauna Creighton on. And when it comes to the Women's World Cup, Emma was there for us. So we're back to finally getting in that bread and butter. We are in preview installment number 2, I guess. We did AFC, NFC South last week. We've got the AFC and NFC East this week. A lot of storylines, and of course, we got to get into the AFC East first because I got to get my Rodgers shit out of my system so that I can enjoy the next couple of weeks, so we don't have to preview the Jets anymore, and I can just start looking forward, right? So AFC East is going to be tough, man. I look at the odds, and we'll get into that in a second. But I honestly, I've had weeks where I'm like, oh, Bills. Now I'm kind of leaning with the Jets. I love what the Dolphins have down there in Miami. Patriots, and you can never count them out. So I love the division and the way it shakes out this year. This is not a normal AFC East division. So, and by that I mean it's just not something that we're used to seeing.
The Garbo Barbo, where New England wins it every single year.
Yeah, exactly. Jets are usually poop, Bills are usually poop, and so are the Dolphins. But we're in upside down world right now, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it. But I'll get into the Rodgers stuff. But before I get onto that, Max, what are the kind of what are your kind of storylines for the division? What are you looking at here?
I guess a big thing that we shan't forget is Miami picked up Jalen Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
So that just increases they already got a pretty solid front 9 or front 7. So like that, just adding that secondary even to a top 5 corner, maybe top 3 corner, maybe even number 1. Like that's just something we can't forget, and they're plus 300. I mean, if Tua can stay healthy, I don't see a reason why they can't sneak it. But Buffalo's odds are just too good at plus money. I mean, they didn't really bring anyone in. They brought in Naheem Hines, but unfortunately he had a season-ending injury when he got hit by a jet ski. But I don't know why I get the Jets will be a sneaky team, but we don't know what they're going to look like. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I think
that.
Buffalo's kind of the safe bet, and while it's still plus money, I mean, I'm definitely going to take that as kind of at least just like a safety net. Maybe I see Miami in a little bit. They're still plus 220, and I do a little hedge or something. I don't know. So we'll see. But I think
Well,
I'd have to go with Buffalo. as my go-to bet for that division.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. They went 13-3 last year. If you
Jets
look
went
at
like
their
10-6-1.
what's up?
What did the Jets do? Like 10-6-1 or something?
7-10. Yep.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Miami went
because
9-8 last year,
yeah.
and they didn't have Tua for a few games. And to your point with Miami, I actually because we talked about it. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago when Rodgers took a pay cut a little bit, and I was sitting there talking about how I like the Jets, and I had already talked about how I like the Bills earlier. Now
Yeah.
I'm liking the Dolphins because I honestly did kind of forget about the Jalen Ramsey thing until I saw on Sports Center when they're saying he's going to be back for week 3 or something. He'll miss some time, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. And they got Devin Nashane from A&M, a running back. They're fine. They haven't had a running back. I feel like they've got a lot of good stuff from him coming out of camp. Um, they're gonna just be fun as shit to watch. So the only thing that's gonna kill them is when they have to go play in New York and New England and Buffalo come December, you know, and that's what like scares me the most with Miami. But I mean, I'm looking at it, they were 9-8, only 4 games back behind Buffalo, and it's like I feel like they're only getting better. Tua's getting better. He's getting healthier. Like as long as he can stay healthy, I don't see any reason why those guys couldn't have a shot at the division. Um,
Yeah.
but also, you got the Damar Hamlin thing. He's coming back. I feel like Bills have unfinished business, and I think that's like the big driver there. Obviously, Josh Allen, best quarterback and yeah. Well, actually, I don't know now. I was gonna say he might not be the best quarterback in the division now, but
Oh, I thought you were about to say in the league. All right. I could, yeah,
no,
I'd probably say division, dude. I mean,
you just
Aaron,
don't know with Rodgers right now.
I'd say overall, Josh Allen is better because his legs and
Yeah,
weight, throw power. But like, when we want to talk about like just the arm, it's still Aaron Rodgers. He's still got the best arm in the league.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
No, I know, 100%.
maybe
So that'll
Mahomes.
be yeah, yeah. I mean, and he's with a new team, so like, it's kind of like when LeBron got to Miami, you're kind of like, yeah, they're gonna be nasty. Everyone knows they're gonna be nasty, and you're just like, well, what if they just like don't gel right away? And I think they did lose the first year, right? Didn't they lose to the Mavericks first year? I think they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
So
Mavericks. You're right. Sorry.
yeah, so
Spurs.
I could see them. I could see the Jets. Like I could see Buffalo. I mean, honestly, I could see Buffalo, Miami, and the Jets all making the playoffs. If I'm being completely honest with you, like the only other
It would
team,
be like the
it's
NFC East from last year.
it could be. I mean, you look at it not to get into the other divisions, but like,
I
I
know.
mean, since
Poor Dak.
Cincinnati and Baltimore, yeah, Cincinnati and Baltimore should be good. Jacksonville, AFC South is only getting one team in the playoff, and then you've got Kansas City and LA Chargers. Like, I think that makes your 7 right there. 2, 5, yeah, yeah, you 6, yeah. You probably maybe not like one of the Dolphins, Jets, but I mean, they almost had 3 in there last year with the Patriots. Honestly, now that I'm looking
Yeah.
at it, so I don't know because it's 7 teams, right? It's 7 teams now in the playoff,
Yeah.
and then yeah, and then one gets a bye.
The 2 wild cards right now. There's 2
Shit.
wild cards.
Yeah,
Or
because
no. Yeah. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, I think it's 2 wild cards. Um, what is
Yeah.
B?
Saturday and Sunday, the 2 games.
Yeah,
But
so it's 7. Yeah, so it's 7. So yeah, it's like 2 versus 7. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I was trying to like look at that. Yeah, because it's just a 1 home field advantage. So Buffalo just missed out last year based on, I mean, kind of a weird situation with the Hamlin game and that being as late in the season as it was. But yeah, so you got 7 there. I mean, I could easily see, I mean, you look at the 7 who made it, it's probably going to be the exact same, except for that it's either the Jets or someone else is going to be kicked out. So it's like, It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be between the Ravens, Dolphins, and the Jets. I think the Chargers will be solid, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. It was tight. It was pretty tight in the conference last year, or in the division last year. So, um, I mean, if you look at just the over unders for win totals, Bills are at 10.5, Miami's at 9.5, and Jets are at 9.5. So it's going to be 11 wins might win the division because of how tough this is going to be for everyone. And the Pats aren't going to roll over easy. They're going to make every game ugly. It's going to be like Miami will have like 55 points a game, and then they'll play the Patriots and they'll have 13, and everyone will be like, "Oh no, Miami's like blah blah." And I'm just being, no, that's just the Patriots making it ugly. So it's one of those
I
things.
was wondering if you had the over under wins again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let me go. I'll go through them real quick. Starting with the Bills, and we'll just do like kind of quick thoughts, right? That because so I wrote down there. Oh no, I did. Okay, just for I'll do high level their schedule, right? They've obviously got 6 in the division. They are playing the AFC or the NFC East, which works out because we're covering the NFC East. I don't know if they do this on purpose. It just happens to work out that we're covering it that way. Yeah. And then AFC West. And then basically each team has 3 other games, and it's basically one from the AFC South, one from the NFC South, and one from the AFC North. And they just kind of rotate. So between the 12 teams, it's basically all of them. So should be interesting. Buffalo, I will say, Buffalo has the Jaguars at home, and then the Bengals in Cincinnati. Those are some key ones there. They gave
Buffalo
the Jets a little.
Sorry.
What's up?
You said
Yeah.
Buffalo had those 2 games?
Yes. Yep. So Buffalo has those 2 games. Miami has Tennessee, Carolina, and the Ravens. So a couple tough games. Carolina, they should be able to handle. And then the Jets have Atlanta, Houston, and Cleveland. So Jets get probably the best schedule out of the 4 there. So more just for reference. So now getting back into the wins totals. Bills are 10.5. Over is -150, and under is +130. I think I'm leaning over. I'm thinking they can get 11. They got 13 last year. I think they'll get 11 or 12.
I think easily 11.
Yeah. So I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
we're both on the
That's why
over
it's
there. Yeah, I mean, if we got them winning the division, then I don't think 10 wins the division. I think it's tough. I don't think it's that tight. Miami over 9.5 is +100. Under is -120. And I think this might be one of the closer ones. I'm gonna go over Miami. I think Miami wins
for under. Sorry, I'm sorry.
-120 for under. Yep.
Cool. Keep going.
Where are you leaning that way? I actually circled that one. That one is that's my favorite wins total out of all of those in terms of odds. I mean, they won 9 games last year. They missed Tua for a couple. All they need is Tua to be healthy, and they should win 10 games. So I like the over at +100.
Yeah, you got me convinced. I mean, I did say they were sneaky. They were a sneaky winner for the division, so I like that.
Yeah. Now the toughest one, obviously, there's a lot of factors. One particular quarterback factor. The Jets 9.5. Over is -115. Under is -105. Very tight. I mean, I wish under 9.5. I think they could win. I think they probably win 9 or 10 games. And so this is probably the most appropriately priced one I've seen since we've been going through the 2 divisions so far.
Fuck, that is a super tough one. Do you just want to go on a little rant first or anything about Rodgers? I know you haven't really got that out, really.
Yeah, I guess I should. Should I just purge it real quick?
I'll say first, can he get them to 10 wins and get them in the playoffs?
I think what's huge is and the reason why I read out the additional kind of three um things. They're still gonna have a tough schedule because they got to play the AFC West. So that's Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs. They also have to play the NFC East, which is they got the Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders. I think they can win a couple of those games. But then in division, I mean, it's gonna be tough. I think they can get Atlanta, Houston, Cleveland pretty handily. I think they're gonna get right on 10. And so I think that's the fucking worst part is like I don't think they're gonna get 11 wins. I don't think like to go from 7-10. I mean, that's the problem, right? Like I feel like this division is, and I'm glad we're doing this now, but maybe we'll get more information as the next couple of weeks go on. This is probably the hardest one to handicap, if I'll be completely honest with you. I mean, you talk about it. Somehow the Patriots went 8-9 last year. They just ugly ass football team to watch. The Jets went
Yeah.
7-10, and they basically played Mike White and Zach Wilson, right? They went 7-10. You're telling me that Aaron Rodgers isn't going to get them 2 to 3 more wins at least? I mean, dude, they
Like
would have won.
best defense in the NFL.
Yeah. So
Top 3.
I think I got to go with the over, and I don't like that I'm going with overs on every single team. Their wins because that's not really realistic, right? Because if they're all over,
Especially in division, yeah.
Yep, exactly, right? And then it's just kind of one of those things, but I don't know how to explain it. Let me try and put it into words. It's like you got it's like you got an ex-girlfriend pretty much who you amicably broke up with. You guys were going to different colleges, right? You're like, okay, well, this isn't gonna make any sense. Like you're going to Utah, I'm going to like Syracuse, right? You're talking two areas of the country. And you're like, all right, like, yeah, we're good. We're about to go to college. Like, we'll just see how it goes, but like, we'll just end it down. If we come back, whatever. But then you're like sitting there and you're looking, and then you're like, you know what? Like, I'm happy that they're happy. It's like a nice amicable one. I feel like I'm probably more on in the middle when it comes to like Packer fandom. I'm not necessarily like pro front office or like pro at Rodgers. Like I'm able to see both sides, and I am very attached, but at the same time, it's like understanding it's a business. And so I think, I want to see him do well. The worst part though is like, you're seeing him with someone who's just way better looking than you, super nice person, accomplished. You're just like, fuck, like can't do much about that. Like I couldn't give that person the same that they're getting now, right? It's like I couldn't do that. So
Right.
as someone from the outside, it's kind of like, all right, like happy to, we left on good terms. You're doing really well, but shit, I wish we could have, maybe gave you a little more. Could have gave you more help. We could have drafted Justin Jefferson. We could have traded up, maybe got T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk. I mean, I could sit there and name all of them. Yeah, I mean, I'd
He's
take
pretty good.
He would be enough to keep Rodgers there, and I think that's like the worst part. Is like I feel like I'm in more of like the what if stage because it's like, all right, they're happy. I'm cool with it. Like, it has nothing to do. They're in Utah. They're chilling. They're doing their, Mormon church thing or whatever. And I'm good. I'm chilling on the East Coast. I'm in NYC. I'm happy. I'm doing my thing. But it's just like,
Yeah.
well, shit. It's kind of like, had you known the full situation, you'd have been like, oh, okay, well, that would have been better off. But I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. But at the same time, if the Packers start sucking and the Jets are just rolling, I will be a grumpy asshole on this podcast. So I wish him the best. He's going to do solid. And it's just a bummer that he couldn't wrapped up his career here. But you kind of understand that when it comes to especially quarterbacks, man. It's such a high value thing, a high value position in the league. It's like you can't really any team, any team that's getting, and not to say Rodgers was in this, but like Chargers were kind of getting towards this. The Saints were kind of getting with this with Breeze. It's like you kind of sit there and you're just like, we don't want to just like put him out to pasture, like he's just like those guys just didn't have arms and hindered things, it delayed development. And so I feel like Rodgers has kind of rejuvenated his whole thing. And I think I'm pumped about Jordan Love and I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to see what Love's about. But I don't know. It's just I'm rooting for him. I hope they win the division. I hope they don't get to the Super Bowl, but I hope they do really well. And he's happy. I don't know. As long as he's happy, I'm happy. But you can kind of sense it in what I'm saying that I'm not fully behind what I'm saying. There's a little hesitancy, but I think I don't know, man. He seems like he's having a good time. So he looks just happier. He looks like less just he looks like I don't know if he's going to like a tanning bed or some shit, but he's just like he looks better. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
I don't know if
sitting
it's
on
just
in his penthouse fucking patio, just sunbathing.
yeah. I mean, I know I was just talking to a girl yesterday and she's from like kind of similar area by where he bought his house. And I was like, yeah, well,
Oh, so he's not living like in the city.
no, he's out in like he's out by the stadium. He's out by like MetLife.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Okay,
so
so
he's just gonna be in the lab. He's just gonna be in the lab cooking up shit. I don't know, man. I think he's just got a lot more autonomy there. I think he's gonna be happier there. I think the market, like, I feel like for a little while, like I think I'm proud. I'm proud of him because I feel like when you come from somewhere in Green Bay, you're kind of like you kind of learn like not like keep your mouth shut, but it's a very different like Green Bay is very much about football. They don't give a shit whether you're out that if you're
man,
hanging out with people obviously if you're in the community
what's
helping out and stuff, that's big. But like I feel like him being in Green Bay just kind of put something. I'm sure he liked it to a certain extent, but like seeing him kind of like it's almost like you're seeing it's like a kid in high school who was not very talkative, and then you see him a couple years into college, and kid won't shut the hell up. But you're like, hey, I'm just happy that you're like talkative. Like you're all right. You're a good dude. Like you just never talked. I didn't know that. And like I feel like Rodgers is finally like kind of like coming into his own from like a social perspective. Like I feel like in Green Bay he was just kind of like more focused on football, maybe not putting himself out there as much. Now I feel like he's out there more and like I don't know if it's just because he's as good as he is and now he's like proven. And so like when he gets to New York, it's a different story, or if Green Bay just kind of like kept that at bay.
true? That I feel
So
like Pat McAfee opened him up a little too.
hmm hmm I think people
No,
started embracing his quirky side. And people are like, oh, he's quirky. Like that's cool. And like I think he was probably scared about that for a while.
yeah.
I mean, everyone in Green Bay is like, well, he's doing ayahuasca. What the fuck is that? You're like, go outside Green Bay, motherfuckers. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's be cultured a little bit.
yeah. Stop being
So
cold.
yeah, no, I wish him the best. I think he'll be solid. I'm gonna. I mean, every single one of those games is gonna be good. Like those division games. I mean, we're gonna be watching those Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. I mean, they're gonna be primetime games. Almost every single one of those games. I mean, any matchup, pretty much.
Isn't that
Because even
game
if
suck?
yeah, yeah, true, true. I know I got to get on that Direct TV YouTube stuff, but that's an offline conversation. Um, Now that I'm done with my Rodgers rant, Patriots over 6.5 wins, -140, under +120. And for reference, they won 8 last year.
Um, under 9.5 Jets, by the way.
Oh, under 9.5 Jets. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You think they hit right at 9?
Yeah.
I think
First
that's.
year,
I think
second year, they'll probably get like 11 wins.
I don't. Oh, second
Uh,
season. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. 9 wins this year, 11 next year. I like that. I like that. Okay. All right. So Pats,
All
six
right,
and a
yeah,
half.
so 6.5.
Yeah. Minus 140 is the over. Under is plus 120.
Huh. What are you thinking?
I'll be honest with you. They got Colts, Steelers, New Orleans for their kind of added stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go under. I think they're going to hit 6. And I don't want everyone to do that with Belichick. Dude, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't, I don't, I guess they'll probably win 1, maybe 2 games in the division. But, like, I don't know, man. Bills,
All
I
those
mean, I
defenses
think,
super fucking good, and I feel like Mac Jones with really only what, like, who do they even have at wide receiver?
they just, Juju, they got Juju.
Oh, they did get Juju. That's true.
Yeah, they got Juju. Let me pull that up. Bro, reference.
And then
Wide receivers: Juju, Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, Tyquan Thornton. They drafted Keyshawn Butte from LSU. They got Hunter Henry, a tight end, Gesicki at tight end. I mean, defense is nasty. I mean, which you already know about that. But
Stevenson at running back.
yep, Stevenson, Ty Montgomery, Pierre Strong.
Ty Montgomery.
I know. I don't know how he's second string, but that man is a Swiss Army knife.
He is.
Offensive line looks solid. Yeah, I'm gonna just go under just because I feel like this will finally be. I think that the other teams in the division are too good. You're playing the NFC East and the AFC West, so I mean they'll beat the Raiders. I mean
I think
they
they can
should.
beat Miami at home.
They could beat Miami potentially at home. They'll probably beat the Jets, Miami, or Buffalo at home, or they'll probably beat the Jets or Bills once. So that's 2.
Yeah.
They'll beat the Raiders, Broncos. That's 4. They should beat the Commanders. That's 5. Now I'm kind of leaning over 6.5.
Yeah, I think I was gonna go. I was thinking 7's perfect. You said they won
Yeah,
8 here.
yeah. I'll go with the over with you as well because I think it's right at 7.
What are those odds again?
Minus 140 for over, plus 120 for under.
Yeah.
All right. Any other takes here? Because I do have some props to read out and to get your opinion on. I start a few, so I'll just start with those.
Hit me.
Diggs, Stephon Diggs, over 1,125.5 receiving yards. That's minus 115. He's easily going to get that. He got like 1,400 last year.
Yeah.
So I think that's a no-brainer. The other one I wrote down was Tyreek Hill over 1,300 receiving yards, plus 100. Those were the 2 that I started. I'll read out some more after, but those were my 2 kind of like you should, if you're listening to this podcast, you should fucking bet those.
Hill was what?
Hill 1,300 receiving yards,
At minus
plus 100.
plus 100. Wow.
I know. That's what I said. When I saw the plus, I was like, don't matter. Plus 100, I'll take that. A fun one, and I will pull up the schedule right now just to give it some extra context. It's a promo on DraftKings, and it was the Jets to have more wins than Denver in weeks 1 through 4. And so if Denver has more wins, plus 110. If the Jets have more wins, plus 170. And if they tie, it's plus 320. So it's almost like a three ball in golf. So you
Is
got a
that
couple
'cause
different options.
is that because Sean Payton's comment?
Yeah, yeah, and I don't even know if that's even it might not even be up anymore, but now since I wrote it down from yesterday. Oh my, I did not realize Buffalo Jets were Monday night on 9/11. That's gonna be insane.
In MetLife?
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, so that's why. Okay, this is interesting. All right. So listen to this. So Jets first four games are Bills at home Monday night, Cowboys at Dallas, home versus the Patriots, and home versus the Chiefs. The Denver Broncos have the Raiders, the Commanders, both at home, at the Dolphins, and at the Bears.
2-2.
Yeah, probably 2-2, maybe 3-1,
Bears.
maybe 3-1.
Shut up.
Well, I mean, the Jets, I don't know, man. The Jets are. I mean, I don't know if they'll beat the Bills game. If they beat the Bills week one, then I'm gonna put in a Super Bowl bet for the fucking Jets. At least so I don't have to.
You said that was the Broncos, right? The Raiders, commies.
Yep, that's the Broncos. The Jets are Bills, Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs. So maybe one win, probably, maybe two. Yeah, I like the Denver Broncos in that, and that pains me to say that. A tie at plus 320 might not be bad. They might both be 2-2.
They both could be 2-2. Damn.
I know, right? I know. That one made me think. That's why I had to write it down. I thought it was silly. I usually don't bet silly shit like that, but that one had me in a blender.
Got me on right now. I'm fucking going nuts.
Doing Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm gonna be honest, that tie kind of Broncos are tie for sure. What the fuck?
I kind of like the tie. Huh?
I kind of do too.
Yeah. So I don't hate that. Shit. Okay. Let's see. So we'll go with that. I like the tie. A couple other props I wrote down. Rodgers, and these are all kind of just coin toss, so both sides are minus 110, just for reference. Rodgers over 3950, so 3,950 and a half passing yards. I think he's going to touch he's got to throw 4,000 yards. He's got to, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. He might not have to. They might just run the ball with I don't know. I don't know what to expect. So
Yeah.
that's just,
Yeah. No, probably.
I think I put the over is what I'm leaning, but
I would probably go over.
okay. This one's interesting, but it's super low. So we'll take Rodgers and we'll take it down about 750 yards. Mac Jones over 3,200 passing yards. And I like the over because he's got Juju Smith, he's got Gesicki. I think they're gonna run the ball a lot, but I think that 3,200 yards is not a lot of yards for a quarterback who's going to play. He's going to play all 17 games, assuming, knock on wood, he's healthy and all that. But
Yeah,
17, all he has to do is, let's say he plays all 17 games, he only has to throw 200 yards a game, not even 200 yards.
What did he throw last year? Well, all right, you're right. He what then?
No. I'll look it up.
He didn't play like 4 games, right? Maybe 5.
He might have, honestly. Let me see.
I mean, he's
Oh shit.
out for like 30.
So he had 14 games and he threw for 2,997. So a couple more.
So his average was probably like 200.
214. Yep. And he's got more, like he doesn't have Jacoby Myers, but he's got, he's still got a couple new guys. He's got Keishawn Butte or whatever. I just say Butte because it kind of looks like it and it sounds cool.
Well,
But then you got Juju too.
well, Henry was out, right? Last
Yeah.
year.
Yep, he's hurt. I mean, Gesicki's a solid
Yeah,
option too.
so with
You
with him
you
and
get
Henry, Gesicki and Henry, that's gonna be super clutch for. I mean, you know, a fucking tight end is a young quarterback's favorite fucking weapon or
yep,
target,
yep.
whatever. So
And when you get two good ones, you start to not to you don't want to reflect too fondly on Aaron Hernandez Gronkowski for obvious reasons, but that two tight end system was fucking nasty. And I'm sure Mac would have no problem having that kind of offensive firepower. Ooh. Ooh. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Steve
We'll move.
Barlow.
Yeah. We'll move along. Tua,
Exciting.
other one. So Tua over 3,850 passing yards. I also love that. I think he throws for 4,000 or more easily. I think he's chucking the
Yeah.
shit out of the ball. So, and he's healthy, hopefully. Knock on wood. And last, but certainly not least, the last prop I wrote down, and if you've seen a theme, it has to do with offense, quarterbacks. And this one is going to be a little fun one. Josh Allen over 550 rushing yards. All same odds still, coin flip minus 110. I don't know. I'm trying to pull up his stats from last year, but I know he rushed for over 550. Fairly certain of that. And I think they're gonna just do the same shit again. Yeah, he rushed for 762 last year.
Yeah.
You're telling me he's gonna do 200 yards less? No way. I mean, he averaged 48 yards a game, so I think that's well over your. And even if he rushed 40 yards a game, he only has to get like 45 yards. No, not even. Way less than that. Like 40 yards and he's fine.
That's not way
So,
less.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, on the Diggs number, I know we said it was 1125 and a half. He had 1,400 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns on 108 receptions and 154 targets. So I don't know who they brought in that they think is going to take away those extra throws, or maybe they're going to go run more. I don't think so, man. I don't think so one bit. I
No.
mean, Josh Allen had 7 rushing touchdowns last year. He had 7 rushing touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I need to star the Josh Allen one so I come back to that. Because that's silly. That's just silly. All right. Last thing on AFC East. Now I know we did wins and winners. Um, if you were looking at the team that could, and this might just be an easy answer, but if you're looking at the team that is most likely to, like, assuming they get in the Super Bowl, who's the most likely team to win the Super Bowl this year out of this division? Not win the division. Like, we're just talking Super Bowl. Like, if you got to take one of these teams to win the Super Bowl this year, and I will pull those odds up right now.
AFC
Who
East Division.
AFC East division. If you're taking one team to win you the Super Bowl, not the division, I know it's not a huge difference, but like, some of those things, you might be a team you like to win the division, team that might not make it all the way. But if you're taking one team as a Super Bowl odds, well, who do you like? And I'll read out the odds first so that you get some reference.
Do you
Bills plus 900 to win the Super Bowl. Jets are plus 1,600 to win the Super Bowl. Dolphins are plus 2,500 and the Patriots are plus 6,500.
Sam, you didn't even have to fucking read that out, dude. Come on.
The Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I mean, you really think Rodgers will take him there the first fucking year?
No, I don't know, man. I've seen crazier shit. He shouldn't have had his last two NFL MVPs, but he did them at 35 and 36 or whatever.
So
Plus
what
900 is
they
really good.
they won the Super Bowl that year? No.
One of the years they did. Oh no, not the last two. No, no. Yeah. Okay. Well, fuck off. Um, Bills plus 900 though. I mean, if you look at it, they're the biggest favorite aside from Chiefs and Eagles, who went back last year, and to repeat is pretty damn near impossible.
I don't think they're gonna make it, but they're definitely the most likely out of that division.
I'm trying to see if there's any good odds just for making the playoffs for like Jets or Miami. Miami to make the playoffs are a coin flip at minus 110. Jets are minus 130 to make the playoffs, and no is plus 110. They might get three teams in that fucking division.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you think about the um like the Ravens and Cincy being 1 and 2, and then Kansas City and Chargers 1 and 2, and then that's the Jags.
So
So
one
there's
team.
five,
Yeah.
and then that would be Buffalo, say, and then it would have to be Miami or the Jets.
Yeah. Unless one of them can knock out like the Ravens or the Chargers. I feel like those are the two.
My opinion, we haven't dove into those yet, but my opinion would be the Chargers.
Yeah. Getting out, being the one that doesn't
Yeah,
make it in.
I think the Ravens are probably will be kind of set in stone, but we'll
Yeah.
talk
Yeah. The
about
Chargers will be interesting. Well, you never know with Eckler either. So yeah, we'll get into that. I tried to parlay them. They won't let you do that, obviously, because fucking crazy people. Okay. Anything else from the AFC East, or do you want to go NFC East? This will be a little bit shorter, a little bit sweeter, a little bit
yeah,
less
probably.
conversation. So that's why we're wrapping up with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, do you
Pretty
even
much
need to
cut
go
in
through?
stone as or chalk as we like to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, do we even have we can just talk about who goes second, third, and fourth?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's any question.
No. Yeah, I'm
If
kidding.
you're looking at go birds, um, no, I mean, dude, Eagles minus 135 to win the division. Absolute fucking beauty.
Yeah. How do you not take that?
I will probably take that. I'll tell you what, I will probably parlay that with like I think you and I talked about this actually already. Um, but the Chiefs to win their division. So if you parlay the Chiefs at minus 165 and the Eagles to win their division, it's plus 179. Um, we'll bring it up again when we go over the AFC West, but I mean, I can't think of I mean, I truly can't think of a better. I mean, I would maybe add the Niners, but like, I don't really feel comfortable adding the Niners without the QB situation. But I mean,
Yeah.
plus 179. I mean, you could throw a little mortgage on that and you'd be fine. Like, let's say I put what my mortgage is. I mean, we're chilling. um, but no, I
Yeah.
mean, I think the Eagles are just far and away the best team in this division. They're only getting better. I mean, so I was talking to a guy yesterday who's a big Eagles fan, and I said, I can't think of many things scarier. And this is even scarier to think about because these guys are both so young. But I can't imagine being a quarterback lining up and seeing Jordan Davis next to Jalen Carter on the defensive line. Just not even including Nolan Smith, Hassan Reddick, the rest of that
Fletcher
nasty
Cox.
defense. Yep, Fletcher Cox. Like, I mean, yeah, exactly. Could you imagine those three motherfuckers up there on the line? Fuck that, dude. You got half a second to throw the ball, or you're getting snapped in half. So, I mean, I think they're going to be disgusting. I think the Eagles are going to, honestly, I mean, I think the Eagles are going to run away with the entire NFC. I don't like. I'm trying to pull those odds up right now, but like, I don't think there's any team in the NFC that, unless barring injury, is even close. Personally, like, I don't think the Niners come close.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'm like 95% sure that last year I took the Eagles to win the division, and it was like plus 130 or something, maybe plus 140.
I do remember that. Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, now they're minus money, but I'm definitely still taking that. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Philly,
Oh no,
not a
no.
fan of the Philly fans, but I will say that I fuck with Hurts and Smith and fucking who they so they got rid of Miles, so now they have
DeAndre Swift.
yeah, DeAndre.
Yeah,
DeAndre, he's out of our division. That's fine. I'll take that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, their defense is just nasty. So I fuck with them. I can't really hate on them. Their fans just if I can just stay
Are
with
annoying.
fans, then I'll be
They're
okay.
annoying. They're just annoying. They're or obnoxious, maybe. Not I wouldn't even say annoying. Like obnoxious is kind of like they're like a tolerable obnoxious. Like you're like, all right, that's fine. Like you guys won your fucking Super Bowl in 2018. Now you're just still riding off that high, but this team should get you another one. And I mean, I hope for like our sake they don't, but I don't see any reason why they won't. I mean, plus 250 to win, they're minus 135 to win the division, but they're plus 250 to win the conference. You know, that's what's insane. So, um, I wanted to throw in just because I knew you were on the same boat as me when it comes to Eagles. I wanted to throw this in for you because it's a little bit more interesting whenever you're done sneezing, bless you, or whatever you're doing. Um, the first 5 games, there's a prop where the Eagles you can do a prop where Eagles will start the season 5-0 plus 350. No, 380. Sorry, I can't even read my handwriting. Plus 380 to go 5-0. For reference, Eagles would go to New England week 1, home versus Minnesota, home versus Tampa, or no, at Tampa, home versus Washington, and at LA. So really, if they beat New England and they beat Minnesota, they should beat Tampa Bay, Washington, and Los Angeles. Plus 380 for them to go 5-0. You good over there?
I'm trying. Like I said, sawdust is getting to me.
Yeah,
Um,
get that checked out. That's
but
what the kids call it these days? Is that what kids call it these
no,
days?
no,
Stardust?
I'm
Stardust?
sanding
Sawdust.
drywall and fucking ripping fucking temp rails out of stone. It was a long day. I gotta let fucking shit up my nose that is legal, but it should be illegal. I shouldn't be getting fucking drywall dust and sawdust in my nose. But I don't know, man. To be honest, I didn't hear too much. I just kept fucking sneezing.
So I'll do a quick recap. Eagles to go 5-0 in their first 5 games plus 380. They play New England, Minnesota, Tampa, Washington, and LA. So Minnesota is the basically the way of the parlay. If they can beat Minnesota at home on Thursday night, I think they can do it. The only thing is it's a 5-day turnover because they play Sunday and then they go play Thursday.
Yeah.
I think they do personally.
Yeah, no, I think they do.
Um, so maybe if you're like, ew, minus 135 for a future in 16 weeks, January 7th. So 4 months. Yeah, yeah. 4 months or 3 months and 28 days if you're on Thursday. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. You want me to run through the wins total? That might be a little more interesting. Let's do that.
Get her in.
Uh, I'll start with the Eagles because we already have been talking about them, so we'll just get that out of the way. Eagles over 11.5 wins, minus 105, under 11.5 wins, minus 115. And I think that's an over, personally. I mean, if they're going to win the division, they should definitely win 11 or what, 12 games. Yeah, 12 games. They'll win 12 games. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, who won? Well,
I don't think I wrote down their schedule. I did not write down their schedule. So let me see.
it's 5 games.
Let me
Doesn't
see.
matter.
I mean, if they play, I'll just look real quick. So they play the AFC East, so we know that. And then they play the Eagles do play the Chiefs. So they play their division. They play the AFC West. Or no, sorry, NFC West. And then they play the AFC East. So it's division NFC West, AFC East, and then they play like the Niners. Oh wait, no, they already played that. Who are their random? Yeah, who are their random? Oh, they play. Oh, they're like first. I mean, the Patriots, Vikings, and Bucks are like their three. It's weird. Their first 3 games of the season are their non like conference or like division games. They just knock them all out.
I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah, right.
Like I'll be talking to my cowboy buddies and they'll be like, yeah, we got like fucking Philly, then Giants and the commies, and then Philly again. I'm like, what?
Yo,
how is
NFC
that
East
like,
always does that.
like what the fuck?
They stay doing that, man. They stay doing that.
Yeah.
Are we just saying over for Eagles 11.5?
Oh
Keep
yeah.
it moving. Okay. Next one. And I'm going in order of most wins to least wins. So this is just what Vegas and DraftKings is projecting. Dallas over 10.5 wins plus 115, under minus 135.
How many wins? Sorry.
10.5.
Plus 115 minus 105.
Yep. For over under.
Yeah. Damn.
Yep. I think I'm going under. I don't know, man.
I might have to as well, dude.
They kind of they confuse me. They do. I mean, so their 3 like extra games are the Chargers, the Patriots, and no, sorry, not the Patriots, the Chargers, the Panthers, and the Lions. So luckily, they got a couple easier wins, but I don't know, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think they go exactly 10.
That was yep. I'm just about to say it's probably gonna be. It's not like they're gonna get like 7 or anything. They're probably gonna be like right at 10.
Yep. Okay. Speaking of 7, next in line, the New York Giants with their
Kidding me?
Saquon. Huh?
No, sorry, keep going. You said
The Giants 7.5 wins over plus 150 or plus 100, under minus 120.
dude, I might have to go over. I think that's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with you there.
We're coming off a 10-win season, right?
Pulling that up currently. I just got off the wrong tab. Tab of acid, man.
It is 10-win.
Yeah, 10 win. Yeah.
I
No, 9 wins, 9, 7, and 1.
really.
Yeah. I mean,
Air should have
I
beat
don't
them.
I feel like they should be better than last year, right? Like I think they can eat a win or 2 from Dallas. Like I bet you they beat Dallas.
I think I think they get 9 or 10. Yeah.
I mean, dude, they got some decent wide receivers. They got Hodgins, who's played really well. Beasley, Wandale Robinson, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt, Jamison Crowder, Paris Campbell, Sterling Shepard, And then you got Darren Waller at wide receiver. I mean,
Wide receiver,
you know what I meant. Tight end.
huh?
You know what I meant. Defense is poopy butts, but they should be better this year than they were last year. So
Got Kayvon.
yeah, they got Kayvon, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence is a fucking stud. Aziz Ojulari or Dory Jackson, maybe having a second coming. Deontay Banks from Maryland is supposed to be solid too. And then you got Tyrod in the backfield, like background.
Is this still Landon Collins?
No, he is. Where the fuck is he?
What about Jabel? Real
Who?
Peppers. Real Peppers.
Landon Collins is a free agent, actually.
Damn.
No, it says current team Giants, but it says he's a free agent.
So they're probably negotiating or some shit. Or they just
That's
don't. I don't know.
yeah. They don't have a team designated to him.
Jabrill's not there anymore.
No, Jabril is on one of the teams we were just talking about. Fuck, what team is it? It's in one. He's
He's in the AFCs.
I think he was
Oh, is he in New England?
Patriots. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
He is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. A different red and blue, but he was on the Giants.
Yeah. No, he was. Yeah, I agree with you on the Giants over, and then I like the under here because if we're going under for Dallas, over for Giants, over for Philly, we got to go under on Washington, and I'm sure you'll go under, but I'll just read it out for you. Over 6.5 wins. Mind you, the Giants were 7.5. I think the Giants are significantly better than the Commanders, but Washington over 6.5 plus 100, under minus 120, 6.5. And I'm going under. They play a tough schedule. It's not
Minus 120 for the under.
yet.
I like the under. What, they're gonna start Sam Howell probably.
Sam Howell, Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, it'll probably be Sam Howell.
Offensive line does not look
I think they
solid.
get 6. I think they do get 6. I don't think they're gonna get like the #1 pick next year. They could, but their defense is still fucking solid.
Yeah, when they're healthy, that's the problem, right? It's like
I guess.
I'm looking at
Front 7, obviously nasty. I guess their secondary is kind of scratchy, but they got on the offense. I mean, Sam Howell he can sling it. They got Scary Terry with he's on my team. It's kind of pissing me off.
Jahan Dotson,
Yeah,
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel is another one. Then Brian Robinson. They still got
Gibson.
Yep.
It's
all right, but I think it'll be right at 6. I think it'll be exactly 6. So I agree. Under might be 5.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go with 5, but yeah, I agree with you there. I like the under.
Go to that. I think it's another Thursday night game, but at FedEx.
Yeah, the Bears are playing. Yeah, it's October 5th.
Yeah,
I'll go up with you.
Fuck yeah. And
yeah, we'll figure that out. Sean, we're gonna come stay with you. Dude, the tickets are as low as $36 for that game.
oh well, then we're gonna get.
Should we just buy them now? Should we just buy them now?
Yeah,
like
I'll go down to that after this.
All right, yeah. Let me know. It's actually sick. We should get him on that too, because that would be. And Dad,
I'll hit up Seth about what he got for the Packers games. I'm not trying to out him or anything, but I don't know if anything. The Packers.
Well, we'll see if we're invited back. They'll say the Carlins. No, sorry.
We were.
Are your parents coming? Are your parents coming? No, the
I'm
parents
not
are not allowed.
a fan of this team.
Yeah, mom. Sorry, our mom is not a fan of this team. Dad is though, so you have to just pick your poison. Who would you rather
True.
deal with on a dub? But yeah, no, I like that. Okay, we'll definitely do that. Last but certainly not least, let's get into some player props. I did a couple and to star, so I'll go through the stars first, and then I'll come back and get your opinion on the other ones because basically I'm leaning one way and I want you to just push me over that way. So that's what I need first. First one, over 1,050 receiving yards for AJ Brown. I thought that was a fucking joke. It's coin flip. It's minus 110. You're telling me AJ Brown's not going to get over 1,050 receiving yards?
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, that's insane. I wish I could do over 1,200 and I could tease it and make it even more plus money. I mean, I would do 1,200 for like plus 200 or 125. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to do that shit. If you're looking at like, I'm trying to pull up this one website I use for like projections. He's projected 1,200 easy, 1,200, 80 catches. Yeah, he's got to split it with Devontae Smith, and Devontae Smith is going to be balling. But 1,050 for your number one wide receiver in your second year with him, not your first year with him, your second year with him. So I like that a lot. AJ Brown over 1,050 receiving yards on the season.
Yeah, probably.
Other one I starred has to do with another wide receiver who's also really good in this division, CeeDee Lamb. I have over 1,100 receiving yards at minus 110 again. So another coin flip. Same website that's projecting Brown to go 1,200 or more, projecting Mr. CeeDee Lamb at 1,275. So I think those are my two kind of locks of.
Yeah, no, I like that. 1275.
Yep. Other ones along the same lines as the Josh Allen rushing. Jalen Hurts over 700 rushing yards, minus 110.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up his numbers from last year. I cannot pull them up right now. Might take a second. So I like that one. Swift over 500 and a half rushing yards. I thought that was pretty silly.
Well,
Assuming he's 500.
oh my God.
Yeah, that I should have started that. I should have fucking started that. So I don't even. I mean, I got you there. The other one, I got three left. Two are around one guy, so I'll just do those first. Dallas Goddard, hurt, a little banged up last year. Over 675 and a half receiving yards, minus 130, which I love. And then over 57 and a half receptions, minus 110. So I think Goddard has a great year this year. Probably why they're taking some away from AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, but I mean I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts throws for 5,000 yards this year. To be
Honestly,
honest with
yeah.
you, everyone shit on him for not being able to throw the ball. I mean, the guy was as accurate as you can possibly fucking be for a quarterback. So I don't know what we're doing here, but I'm not doubting Jalen Hurts one fucking bit. I'm not even going to waste the time thinking about it. And yeah,
No.
he threw 3,700 yards last year, but I mean, Goddard had 702 receiving yards, 25 more than what that was at, and he had 55 receptions. You're telling me he's not going to have more impact? And he only played 12 games last year. So to tell me that he's going to have worse than what he did in 12 games in a full season this year is pretty crazy. So I had to call that out. I mean, that's like over the place, dude. I mean, he's gonna hit 57 and a half reception yards by game 13, and you're gonna already lock his you're gonna get both his yardage and his receptions before the season's over. And they'll lock that shit in. They'll just say, yeah, fuck it. He's already 150 yards past that. So
Yeah, exactly.
Last one, and this is more just a juicy one. Micah Parsons to be the number one leader in sacks, plus 750. I don't know. I think
I don't hate
it's
that.
yeah, it's TJ Watt. It's I will pull it up. It's league leader sacks. Yeah, so it goes. The first one is Nick Bosa at plus 550, Miles Garrett at plus 650, Parsons at plus 750, TJ Watt at plus 850, and then it's kind of a crapshoot after that. But I like Micah Parsons doing that because he keeps talking about the sack record. That dude, not that he doesn't care about winning, but that man is on a mission when it comes to the sacks. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, those are kind of the player props I was looking at. Anything? Were you able to look at anything for this division? I feel like we were kind of just like Eagles should win this. So anything Eagles related.
No, yeah. No, you pretty hit it. You pretty much hit it spot on. So I don't have much to add to that.
All right. I'm trying to think. We did not do. I don't think we planned to do a. And it's actually kind of funny because of our timing from last week. But we previewed the Pac-12 last week, and we did not have one slated for this week for conference.
Why not?
Um, I just forgot. But it's funny because we don't know what the hell at this division. Like I don't even know what's going on right now at the conferences. So why don't we just talk about that instead of talking about a preview because we need to figure out who to even preview now because everything's getting switched around. But the Pac-12 looks like the Pac-12 is slowly, kind of going, trying to pull up the new Big Ten. So a bunch of teams joined, and we'll just hit on this and then call it a day because we'll preview the rest of the college conferences as we get closer. But Washington, Oregon, UCLA, USC all joining the Big Ten. Big Ten otherwise stays the same. Looks like they might add a couple more people. What's your take on all this going on right now? Because it looks like Pac-12 is about to be done, and ACC's in a weird space because they're saying Florida State and Clemson might go to the SEC, and then they're talking about Notre Dame. You got Arizona, Utah, and Arizona State are going to the Big 12. So Pac-12 is basically being dissolved. And of course, we do that right after all this, or we potted right before all this shit happened.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much my thing is I didn't really hear anything. I mean, I've seen some shit about like Colorado might go to Big 12 along with like Utah and some stuff, but like that was like months ago. So like I don't if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what you're really saying.
Yeah, the main thing is that it's really Pac-12 is gone. Big 12 is trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing. They're adding Arizona, Colorado, Arizona State, and Utah, which I think is a good move on Big 12. Good for your Mountaineers.
Yeah, we already
Probably good
brought
for
the
good.
American guys and BYU, so
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're talking the next kind of domino to fall is the SEC or not the SEC. SEC ain't going anywhere. The next, I look like Big 12's building their stuff out. The one that's kind of starting to have some hesitancy is SEC, and so it's looking like the SEC and the Big Ten are kind of the big bullies here. Big 12 will be all right, like they'll manage, but
they're
you're talking.
star power.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, what do
Basketball
you think?
wise, they'll still be okay, but football wise, not so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say Notre Dame is, of course, like
Biggie.
everyone's like, Sam, what do you want Notre Dame to do? And I'm like, I don't know, man. At this point,
Stay independent. Just fucking let it go. Let it ride.
yeah,
Like we'll schedule who we want.
it's funny because they're like, well, then if Notre Dame does independent, then they have to go 12-0 to make the playoff, and it's like, yeah, as most people do, as most like Nate, like there's when there was that, who is it? Bama got in with 2 losses. Everyone was like all up in arms. It's like, no shit, like no one, and like
Well,
Notre Dame could realistically lose to Clemson, Ohio State, and USC this year, go 9-3, and then all three of those teams that they lose to could all be in the playoff, and they will all go 12-0. And then we're gonna sit there and people be like, well, Notre Dame needs to win those games. It's like, yeah, no shit. You need to go undefeated to make the playoff. That's the whole point of the playoff. Like, yeah,
yeah,
like what are we aiming? If you're aiming for 10-2, you're not gonna make the fucking playoff. You
yeah,
gotta go 11. You gotta go 11-1, lose to one of the 4 teams, and hope that everything else checks out. Like when you're Notre Dame, I just don't know what else they can do more. You play this schedule is hard as shit this year. They're gonna win 10 games, 10-9 in games, and they're gonna go play in the Outback Bowl on like January like 3rd and be like, what the fuck are we doing?
right.
I don't know. I don't hate the schedule attack the way we attack the schedule, but it's like anyone who's
No,
ripping on a
unless
team like
we
Notre
play like
Dame.
Toledo or something.
Yeah, we don't play that shit. I mean, we play Navy, which is like fine, but that's like a whole that's like a whole historic aspect to it that goes
Yeah,
beyond
right.
football, you
Serious.
know?
I'll get
Yeah,
hit.
I mean, so I don't know. We're coming up on that though. I mean, first game of the season, Notre Dame playing Navy 2:30 on August 26th out in Dublin. So looking forward to that. Ooh, I got a fantasy football draft before that. Ooh, I'm gonna have myself a fucking day.
Memorial Day. When is Memorial
No, no, no. That's before
Day?
Labor Day.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Labor Day.
Yeah, Labor Day's the week after. At least I hope.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's the 1st of September or whatever, like that
Well,
first.
so yeah. So 30. So there's like we're like Notre Dame's in like week 0, right? You know how there's like 6 or 7 games
Oh
that like
yeah,
all. Yep. So then the following week when we're at the lake, we got some great games, and boy, will our podcast get significantly more entertaining and better once we get into football because we won't shut the fuck up. Notre Dame plays Tennessee State that Saturday. JMU Bucknell, and then West Virginia Penn State at 7:30. That's the game right there, Max. I'm very excited to preview that. I do not want to read
can't
out
wait
what the
to
line
lose 13-33.
is. That I mean, that would be you would push on the cover for Penn State there. Yeah.
Really?
20 points right
Like,
now.
that really just hit that on the dot. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's 20. It's literally 20. West Virginia is getting
No,
plus 20.
that's fucking hilarious. I can't believe I just fucking hit
You
that.
wouldn't hit the over under though, because the over under is 53.5. But the years would have been closer to a
That's
46.
funny.
You would have been a touchdown away. So yeah, no, it is. It's gonna be awesome.
No, it'll be a good. I don't know. I don't know what to fucking expect from.
I mean, do that Thursday. I don't want to get too much into it, but that Thursday night, before the lake, Florida, Utah at 8, Nebraska, Minnesota at 8. Um, and then you end with Southern Utah, Arizona State if you just feel like staying up and fucking around. So yeah, I am super fucking pumped to get into college football. We'll get into more divisions and all that. I think we can probably do a little less comprehensive one of college football. There's too much. Uh, but yeah. So anything else you want to add for the weekend, my dude? What's going on? We got any UFC? We got any of that shit going on?
No, it's a pretty quiet card. If anything, I'll just kind of live bet last second as I watch them walk up, but nothing that really jumps out.
Fair, fair. Well, you know what's next week,
Dos
right?
Anjos at -2, -125, but I still think Luke could make an upset. I think he's like +115 or something. 105 to -125. But yeah,
Low
I don't-
inning already?
fuck you, dude. I get on there for a fucking second and they give me that loud ass ad.
Ooh,
But
no,
no,
you're good.
I don't really have. No, I don't have any UFC plays. It's a quiet card, but as always, it will be entertaining because they're beating the fucking dick out of each other.
Ooh, so what we'll be doing then is we will be gearing up this weekend for next weekend's 292. Is that next weekend? Sterling O'Malley, TD Garden.
August 19th, yeah.
Yep. So next weekend. Yep. So we will for sure be in that bag. I'm looking at the card already. I'm not even gonna tease it because it looks great.
Yeah. I don't
So
think I
then-
won that fucking that tournament. He never announced that thing.
they would have told you, I would imagine, right?
I would assume, but I never saw anything. He never posted anything.
Oh, maybe they're still trying to figure it out. Still hope. Still hope.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is what it is. I should have won. But what can you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. No, I like that. All right. Well, shit, man. Well, that'll be good. We got plenty more to talk about. We're gonna just see for next week's divisions and all that good stuff. We'll just see who's able to make it and where we're at. But 4 down. Was it 4 more to go? Right? Yeah. We got the East, the South. So now we need the North and the West. We will figure out how that goes. But Max, always a pleasure, dude. Have yourself a good weekend. I know you're going down the lake. I'm at the beach, so let's keep ourselves safe. No sharks. Mostly me keeping out for sharks. You catch some catfish, and you got buddies coming down. So just enjoy yourselves. Have a good ass time. But yeah, let's make some money this weekend, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah. Make some money. Have some fun in the sun.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I love it. Thanks, guys.